All right, let's see. I'm live, y'all. In my car, my new home, my car. Well, not new home, but I'm in my car, just trying to figure out life. Wait for some people to come on. Let's see if anybody gonna tap in. Hey, y'all. Okay, so let me just go ahead and just start talking because okay, cool. The sun's kind of going down a little bit. Mm-mm-mm. Ah, so we just got on live. Hey, y'all. Um, how y'all doing? Let me know in the comments below how y'all doing. What's going on? I know I haven't been uploading, um, but I did want to jump on live here. Um, I don't know. I just like to kind of keep it transparent with y'all. And I'm not here for the ones who have judgment. I'm not here for the ones who have negativity. I'm not here for that. My community is my community. And listen, I'm talking to my community. Shoot. Listen. Hey, hey, hey. Let me know you're here in the chat if you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. What's going Sorry, y'all. I got a phone call and it looks like the live kind of like was interrupted by my phone call. Um, I don't know. Maybe I should put my phone on do not disturb right now. Well, don't nobody never called me anyway, so I'm surprised I'm even getting calls because don't nobody call my phone like that. Um, but hey, y'all, what's going on? Let me know in the chat. Where you at? Who's here? Who's here? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a journey. Let me just start there. It's been a journey, y'all. Listen, it's been a journey. It's been a journey. Hey y'all, welcome in, welcome in. It's me, your girl with Sherry Mother. We live. I haven't been live in so long. I haven't been live probably in over a year? Ooh, has it been that long? Probably. I haven't been live in a minute. Hey y'all, what's going on? What y'all doing? Listen, I came on to jump on live. I'm in my car, in my home. Let me just be honest and transparent, right? Because y'all know I'm homeless. I put a video out the other day. But I've already stated it on here. I've already kind of like y'all know what's going on with me over here. It's been a journey. It's been a journey, and it just seems like every time I think I'm in a space to where it's like, okay, boom, this happened, and it's like, okay, that's one step. Okay, boom, kind of rebuilding. It's like, okay, but something else happens, and it just seems like when one thing happens that's on the upside, right? Something else happens that takes me back like 20 steps or whatever. I've been dealing with my car issue for about a couple of months. My transmission needs to be rebuilt in my car. I mean, this is my car. This is not a because I have been renting vehicles trying to Uber drive to get the money for my vehicle. immediate safety, economically, healthcare. Hello, hello, welcome in, say hi. I've already said hi if you was on at the beginning. Listen. Hi from Sadia. Thank you for tapping in from Sadia. Welcome in. Um, but yeah, and please don't listen. Don't 67. What's 67 mean? What that mean? I don't even know. This message is held for, yeah, let me just go ahead and do this. Anyways, I'm not going to even really kind of pay attention to the comments. Another monitor just handled this. Uh, this one right here. Remove. All right. Mm. Hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for tapping in. Now, I did kind of already say hi. Welcome in. Hey. Thank you so much for tapping in. I do appreciate you joining in the live on today. You can let me know where you're watching from. Um, hey. Listen, Brown Girl Beauties, I miss y'all. I'm here for my community, Brown Girl Beauties. I wanted to jump on live and kind of see what was going on, or just kind of share, just kind of chat with y'all for a second. Um, but listen, I have been on this journey for quite some time. Listen, it's been a lot going on, and it just seems like some days I feel like I'm not making no progress. Um, mm, mm, mm. Hey. Um, But through it all, some days, listen, I'm gonna be real though. I'm gonna be very real and transparent. You know, some days, um, I try to stay positive, trusting God through all of this. Um, it's definitely a journey. It's definitely a journey. Coffee underscore UK. Bye. Have a great afternoon. Thank you for tapping in. Um, but I wanted to get on and just kind of like, put it out there where I am in life, when y'all already know, I've been dealing with my homeless situation for quite some time or whatever, and it's been a struggle to say the least. Um, but when barriers kind of keep happening, and it seems like the barriers that keep happening, it knocks me down like 20 times. It kind of like, man, I can't win for nothing or whatnot, right? So I'm already dealing with one thing, which was my homeless situation. um I had got another car, which is this car here, thinking that, you know what, I'll get this car, I'll start Uber driving, I'll start Lyft driving to kind of be able to save money up for a place to live. Got this car, drove it for a couple of months or whatnot. My transmission needs to be replaced. I'm so pissed off because in my heart, I feel like they sold me this car knowing that this car had a transmission issue. But of course, there's nothing they can do about it. I signed the contract. I took the vehicle. Um, Another thing that messed me up is that I didn't get the warranty. Because here's the thing: this is not my first car. I've purchased about. I think this might be my third car that I purchased. My third car that I got. I've never had a car. I'm any neither of my past cars have ever had transmission issues. The very first car that I bought by myself, because the very first car I got out of high school, me and my sister, we shared that car. But my very first car I got out of high school was my Nissan Sentra. I loved that car. I drove that car for a good maybe 6 to 8 years, maybe more like 5 to 6, 7 years, something like that. I drove that car, never had no transmission engine issues. Of course, you have your regular maintenance stuff or whatnot. That car retired after some time. And then my next car after that was my Kia Optima. That was the car I had before this car. My Kia Optima, that car ran me good. That car ran me for a good 10 to 11 years. A good 10 to 11 years, like maybe even 12 years. I rode that car till the wheels fell off. That car retired. I got this car. I said, okay, I'm having a hard. I had said I can't. I said I'm applying for jobs, can't get the 9 to 5 work. I said, God, you bless me with a car. I'm gonna go ahead and drive for Uber. I'm gonna drive for Lyft, and I'm just gonna do that as I'm still looking for employment. Right? Got this car. Why am I having transmission issues, y'all? Within the second month that I got this car, my check engine light came on. I took it back to CarMax. They wouldn't do the diagnostic. I had to literally fight CarMax to do the diagnostic. I had to fight them tooth and nail to get the diagnostic done. When they finally did it, come to find out there's transmission issues. I had to take it to a third party. Took it to a third party. They're telling me the transmission needs to be rebuilt. It's going to be about $5,000. I was driving the car, right? And I said, okay, I just said okay because I didn't have the 5,000. I said okay, let me see what I could do. Right? I was out driving. I was Uber driving that day. The car started tripping as if it was not going. I was like in the middle of a ride. I had a passenger. I had a rider in the back seat. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? The car started doing some weird stuff that I didn't know. And I said, God, just let me make it to this passenger's house. Let me get this rider to their destination, right? Got the rider to their destination. I even continued to drive it again because I'm like, my kids are at school. I gotta pick them up or whatever, right? Long story short, I didn't feel safe driving the car because I didn't know what was about to happen. All I know is that I have major transmission issues that needed to be fixed. And I said, something must be going on. So I pulled over. I made arrangements. I Ubered my kids or whatever, tried to get them situated. I called a tow truck, and my car has been sitting up since about, because this happened all in like March, the beginning of March. So my car has been sitting up since March or whatever, right? I had a little bit of money saved, but of course, when life is still moving and you still got to get your kids to school. So I'm Ubering my kids to school. I'm doing this, that, and the other, trying to make sure that they're still getting to school, getting back from school. All this while I'm staying in the shelter, right? I am homeless, but I still have some bills. I have this car note that I'm sitting on. I have car insurance. I have my storage bill. I have oh shoot. And I can have a couple other bills or whatever. And all on top of still trying to save for a place. Turn the car off. Oh, I was trying to charge up my thing. But all this is happening. So I said, okay, I gotta figure out something. Right? I started renting a vehicle with Uber to try to still continue to catch the rides, try to save money to get this car fixed. Wasn't really working out. The money wasn't stacking the way I needed to stack because I had to re-rent the car every week. That's a fee within itself. Hey y'all, welcome in, welcome in. Thank y'all so much for coming in. Hey, I hope y'all doing well. Hey, hey, hey. Um, gas is extremely high, right? So I'm making what I can make, but I'm not making enough. I'm only making enough to re-rent the vehicle that I was re-renting so that I can Uber with Uber, and I'm only making enough for gas or whatever. And I'm like, it's not stacking. So I stopped doing that. I said the money's not stacking like I needed to, because every time I make what I make during the week, It's just going back into re-renting the car and putting gas back in. I said, okay. After I kind of start seeing the pattern, I said, okay, it's not working. I'm not gonna re-rent. My car is sitting up, sitting up, sitting up, sitting up, and I don't know what to do, y'all. I don't know what to do. I did make a video kind of asking for help. I never do that because I never want to put myself out there, and I don't want to ask people for help or whatever like that. Um but I did make a video kind of asking people to kind of help me or whatever, because I'm just in a situation to where I'm in a terrible situation. I'm in a terrible situation, y'all. I'm homeless. I'm living in my car. My car is parked at the park. I can't drive it. So literally, when I need to go and maybe grab something to eat, I kind of walk to the store. I'm sorry, y'all. So when my phone rings, my live is getting interrupted. My phone rings, my live gets interrupted. So I do apologize about that, y'all. I don't, first of all, I never get phone calls. Don't nobody except for bill collectors. And I'm not trying to be shady on my bills, but right now I just don't got it. So, those are the only calls that I get or whatever. So every time I get a phone call, the live is going to end. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. But what was I saying? I was just talking about my situation and what I'm dealing with. I'm already in a worse. I'm in a. I never thought that I would be homeless, and I know I keep saying that because I just never thought that this would be my reality. Um, but I'm already dealing with my homeless situation, and then on top of not having a place because I was at the shelter. Um, my last day at the shelter was on Monday. I left the shelter on Monday. That was my last day at the shelter, so I had to leave the shelter. Of course, I couldn't leave my vehicle there, so I had to make arrangements to get my U-Haul. I mean, to yeah. I think I showed it on the video though. I showed the video. I made the video on Monday, and I showed the pics of my U-Haul and the trailer and all that stuff with my vehicle on it. So now it's just permanently parked here at the park because I'm still just trying. I was just sitting outside in the grass. I was just sitting outside in the grass, trying to think, trying to talk to God, and just asking God, like, God, what do I do from here? What do I do from here? Because I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I just don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. My resources are dwindling. They are dwindling. Mm-mm-mm. But hey, 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 y'all. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm sorry for the interruptions. Every time I get a phone call, my live will end. That's a little. I think I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So let's see what happens there. But, anyways, enough about my situation, y'all. It is what it is. Enough about my situation. Um, I'm homeless. I'm living in my car right now. I can't drive my car because I'm having major transmission issues. My transmission needs to be rebuilt. And I'm in a place right now to where I'm trying to figure out what to do. I thank those who I did want to say thank you to those who did, because on Monday I did post a video um asking people, asking for help. I posted a video. I said I need help, and I posted a video asking for help with the expenses of my vehicle. It's gonna be about 5,000. They said anywhere between $5,000 to $6,000 to get my transmission rebuilt. Um, and I posted a video on Monday asking for help. I did get a couple of cash apps, and I did want to say thank you. I did want to say thank you if you sent me a cash app. Now, I did send them back, but I still wanted to say thank you so much. I appreciate it. I realize that nobody has to do anything for nobody else besides your kids or your family or whoever you want to do those things for, right? I was very appreciative of the cash apps that I received. I did send the cash apps back because I only wanted to use the anything that was sent to me out of me making that video saying I needed help. I only wanted to use those funds for the purposes of getting my car fixed, right? So because I I didn't get what I needed, so I went ahead and just sent them back. I said, you know what? I said, and I even said that I said if I don't get what I need to get the vehicle fixed, I'm just gonna send them back because I want to be true to my word and only use if I'm asking for help, I only want to use what's being sent to me for help for the vehicle purpose for that or whatnot. So I did send cash apps back. I definitely did, but I didn't want whoever whoever had sent the cash apps. I didn't want you to think that I wasn't appreciative of it because I was so, and I didn't expect to get anything. You know how you make videos and you don't really expect it to be no action or no engaging behind it, right? But I did get some cash apps and I was very appreciative of the cash apps. Um and I said, you know what, I'm gonna have to, because the trailer, the U-Haul that I had and the trailer that my vehicle was on, I had to take that back. So I said, well, I said, I don't know. I said, I'm gonna have to take my car off of there. I don't know how I'm gonna get my car even to the car place at this point. So I said, I just don't know or whatever, right? I said, I just don't know what to do at this point. So I said, well, I said I'm gonna send the cash apps back because um I just want to really just honor people's help in assisting me the right way. You know, if I say I'm going to use it for one thing, I want to use it for that or whatnot. And I don't make a habit of asking people for nothing. I'm 45. 45 years. Well, I'm not going to say 45 years, but since me being an adult and I've been out on my own since graduating high school, I've had to fend and survive for myself. Listen, all these years or whatnot, I don't make it a habit of asking nobody for help for anything. I've that's why I'm always saying that. I've always said that I've survived. My entire adult life has been survival mode for me. I don't even really know what it looks like to be in a space to where I'm not surviving, you know? And I was talking to God about that the other day. Let's shift a little bit. But I do want to say thank you. If you did send me a cash app, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. The reason why I sent the cash apps back is because I want to stay. I wanted to honor your cash app with using it for the purpose that I stated that I was going to use it for. And the reason why I sent it back is because I didn't have enough for the vehicle repair. So I said, I'm just going to send it back. I just got to find another way. I got to find another way or whatnot. So I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for thinking of me. Thank you so much for putting it for God putting it on your heart to be like, you know what, let me help her or whatnot, because I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I do or whatnot. um but what was I going to tap into? I was sitting and I was talking to God the other day, and I was saying, God, I don't even recall even having moments. I don't recall having any moments in my life to where I can say that, okay, I'm at rest, like I'm at peace, like, I don't have to worry about anything, at this time, because I feel like my whole adult life I've been taking care of myself since graduating from high school. Since graduating from high school, I've had to jump into that mode, take care of myself, figure out how to adult, figure out how to jack my credit up early on in my that those early teenage years, 18, 19, 20, 21, or whatever. So I had to figure a lot out um, by making mistakes and then learning from those mistakes or whatever. And my whole adult life has been that. I've been in survival mode all of my adult life, to where I don't really know what it is to have a season to where it's like, okay, you don't got to worry about that. You don't got to worry about your bills this season because everything's taken care of, or is good. Your savings account is stacked, your checking account is stacked. um you don't have to stress about the kids or whatever, right? Because I've been taking care of my kids solely financially on my own, since they've been here or whatnot. And I just would like to be able to have a season. I would love to be able to have a season to where I don't feel like I have to keep fighting and keep struggling in survival mode. And I'm just like, man, God, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of having to survive. And I'm questioning everything, and I'm asking God all of the questions, because I'm like, God, I really thought that I would be so much further ahead by now. I've been through so much of within these last couple of years of me being homeless, right? And I said another. I said stuff just kind of keeps happening, car breaking down. And I deal with stuff. Stuff happens. You bounce back and you figure it out and you keep it pushing, right? But it gets a point to where you get tired of having to keep figuring it out, to keep having to rebuild, keep having to start over again. Am I the only one that feels that way? Because I get tired of having to restart, rebuild, figure it out. It's always a challenge. I was just sitting in the grass over here, and I was just saying, man, this should be the time of my life. My kids are older. My kids are 15 and 12. They're getting a little bit older. They're not out in college or nothing like that, but they're getting a little bit older. I just thought things would be in a different place for me, to where I would be really, like, my focus right now of where I wanted my life to be is to really kind of like be set. um I'm not worried about housing at this point. I'm not worried about where how I'm going to pay the bills or how I'm going to feed my kids. I'm not worried about those things. I'm enjoying life. I'm doing a little bit of traveling. I'm hanging out. Being very intentional in my dating life. Hopefully that I would have met somebody by now, and I'm with this person, and we're talking about we're having some real conversations about our relationship and where it's going and what we look forward to our future. And we're having conversations about blending our families together and what that like. That's the place that I thought that I would be in at this stage in the game, or whatnot. So it gets to be a lot, to where I'm like, man, I still like I'm still struggling with the same stuff over and over again, over and over again. And for the life of me, I don't understand why. I don't understand what I'm doing. I do recognize that there has been decision makings in my past and stuff like that, but I'm still trying to figure out. I'm like, God, within the last couple of years, it just seems like I haven't, there's been no, like, when I think there's progression, something else happens and it knocks me back. And I'm like, oh man, what is happening? Shoot. But I don't know, y'all. Listen, I just came on here to go live or whatnot, to give an update on where I am. Listen, have y'all watched my last video, my journal entry? Y'all let me know. Did y'all like my journal entry? Mm-mm-mm. Hey, 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 welcome in, welcome in. Let me know you're here in the chat. Let me know you are here in the chat. My life. That's why I don't do lives that much, because I am talking to myself a lot. My biggest challenge gonna be right now, y'all, is fixing my car. I gotta figure out how to fit my car fix. I said if I can figure out how to get my car fixed, I can at least drive Uber. I can at least drive Uber. I'll sleep in my car. I'll sleep in my car. I just would, I would figure out how to get a hotel room so I could take a shower or whatever, but I'll sleep in my car. I'll sleep in my car. Like, it is what it is. I'm just trying to get ahead right now in life. Mm. Did he smoke all them cigarettes? Y'all keep me in y'all prayers though. Y'all make sure y'all keep me in your prayers. Keep me safe out here in these streets, cause don't get it twisted. I be scared sometimes. I be like, oh, shoot. I don't even sleep good throughout the night because I be waking up making sure, that I'm good out here. This being homeless ain't for the weak, I'll tell you that. This being homeless, it ain't for the weak. I should have got my Bible out the trunk. We could have talked about some scriptures. Um Psalms 27, I think 14 is what I wanted to maybe do my next video on. 20. I think it's Psalms 27 and 14. I should get my Bible and my hotspot been tripping. That air feels so good though right now. Mhm. Anybody here in the chat? Maybe nobody's here. I'm gonna get my Bible. Let me get my Bible. We could talk about some scripture since I'm in a waiting season. Let's talk about. I think it was Psalms 27. That's what I had. Sorry, y'all. Right. I think it was Psalms. mm, Let's tap into. I believe. Let me get to it first and make sure because I was reading that this morning. Yes. Oh shoot, my battery. I said I was gonna walk over. I was waiting for it to kind of cool down a little bit. I was gonna walk up to Starbucks and kind of charge my MacBook up. I still might though. I'm just waiting for this sun. I wait till about maybe 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, cause I could walk. Okay, y'all. We're about to get into some scripture. Let's get into some scripture and let's talk about some things as we are beauties, dealing with life, real life stuff, right? And trusting God in the middle of your stuff. Listen, if nothing else, I'm going through some real life situations right now. I'm not saying everybody's going through the same thing that I'm going through, but me dealing with homelessness, me dealing with mechanical issues, and I don't have the money. I don't see where the money's coming from. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this situation that I'm in because it just seems like things keep happening that keep setting me back, right? And I came across the scripture this morning. What is happening here? I think it's hot too. I was kind of using this to keep my face. Oh, wait. Hold on. Where's my other phone at? Let me see. Hmm. Did y'all hear about the Did y'all hear about the Has anybody else been following the Carmelo Anthony case? The young student who stabbed a another student at a track meet. I believe that was in Texas. Has anybody been following that story? I've been following it. I have been following it, and it just kind of really kind of like broke my heart. And I don't really talk about issues, because I be like praying for these little young kids. Psalms 27. All right, let's get into it. But yeah, it just breaks my heart to see this. Yeah, he's so young. I believe when the incident happened, it happened last year. He was 18, I want to say. I believe he was 18. So a year later, he's 19. And it just kind of broke my heart to see him kind of get sentenced. He got 35 years in. I just keep them uplifted because it's kind of breaking my heart to keep watching these different cases and to see our black boys just it just breaks my heart to see it because I have a black boy, and I just will hate to ever see my son make a wrong decision or do something or whatever that could mess up the rest of his life or whatnot. So we praying for, of course, the victim's family. I believe Austin. I believe his name was Austin. We're praying because they lost a loved one, brave. So we're praying for the the family of Austin. We're praying for the family of Carmelo. Because at the end of the day, it just sucks. It just sucks. Now I don't really know what truly happened. I just kind of know what he said and all this little stuff, the clips that I watched stories, and it's just, and then I keep kind of seeing these types of things happening, and just it breaks my heart or whatnot. But I want to let's get into Psalms 27. I haven't done a video in a couple of days. So let me just do a live since we here and we talking. Hey y'all, if you are here, welcome in. It's your girl Sherry Monique, Brown Girl Beauties. Hey, we are live today. We're about to talk about Psalms 27 and 14. We're gonna talk about Psalms 27 and 14 because y'all know I'm dealing with my situation. I actually came across this verse and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do a video because I came across it and it kind of spoke to me at the right time to where I saw it because I woke up in my car, of course, and I came across Psalms 27 and 14, and it reads, I'm gonna read it here. It says, "Wait patiently for the Lord, be brave and courageous. Yes, wait patiently for the Lord." Right? And in Psalms 27, and it spoke to me at a time to where I'm like, I don't know what to do. I woke up and I said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do because everything in the foreface of what I'm looking at in my reality, me sleeping in the car, I can't drive my car. I need about $5,000 to get it fixed. Everything in my reality that I see, it don't look like it's possible. It looks like I'm about to be stuck in here in this car for the rest of my days. I can't even think about where I'm gonna take a shower at because I'm thinking about how do I get myself out of this situation or whatnot. So when I came across Psalms 27 and 14 this morning and it said, "Wait patiently for the Lord," I'm like, God, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. But I'm like, my circumstances is immediate right now. Is immediate right now. Right? And it said, "Be brave and courageous." And then that last sentence, it says, "Yes, wait patiently for the Lord." So let's get into it because Psalms 27, David is not speaking from a place where everything is going well, right? So instantly I related. I said, okay, because everything in my life ain't going well either, right? In this passage right here, David is surrounded by enemies. He is surrounded by enemies. He's facing opposition. He's dealing with uncertainty, right? Fear, fear. Yet throughout the chapter, he keeps declaring his confidence in God. Keeps declaring his confidence. If you read the whole chapter, throughout the chapter. And then the last verse, he ends it and he says, the last verse is chapter 14, is verse 14, where it says, "Wait patiently for the Lord, be brave and courageous." Yes, wait patiently for the Lord. What does wait mean? Because this isn't passive waiting. This isn't passive waiting. David isn't saying sit around and do nothing. He's not saying that. He's not saying pretend your problems don't exist. No, he ain't saying that. He's not saying ignore your pain. The word wait, it carries the idea of expectance. It carries the idea of expectant trust, remaining confident that God will act even when you don't see the evidence of it. It's saying don't give up before God finishes what he's doing. Listen, why does it say be patient and courageous? Because waiting is hard. Listen, I'm in it. Oh, it's hard. Every night I go to sleep in my car. These last couple of nights, I'm like, man, this is crazy, right? I even felt like, when I was in the shelter, because I before, yeah, no, I told you, I think I said it though. I was in the shelter for a couple of months. My time came to an expiration date at the shelter or whatnot, and then it's like, okay, I'm back in my car type deal, right? And even in the shelter, there was a sense of peace there because, everything in my life wasn't together. I'm still in uncertainty. I'm still kind of waiting for my breakthrough. I'm waiting for my next. I'm waiting for things to get, I'm waiting for permanent housing. I'm waiting for things to start looking up, right? But in the shelter, when you have somewhere to lay your head at night and you're in the comfort of having blankets and things like that, you're like, okay, it could be worse type deal, right? But when you're in a situation and it's like, man, man, when will it get better? And he says, be brave and be courageous because waiting is hard. Anybody can praise God when the answer comes. Anybody can praise God when the answer comes. Faith is tested when the job hasn't come, when the housing hasn't opened up, when the car still isn't fixed, when when you looking at your bank account every day and you just praying for a surprise deposit and you still looking at the bank account and it says 2 cents in there. Listen, my reality. Listen, faith is tested when the circumstances haven't changed. That's when courage is required. David is acknowledging that waiting on God, it often feels like a battle. It takes courage to keep believing. It takes courage to keep believing when your reality is telling you something totally different. And then I just say that because I kept saying, I just said it. My reality is telling me something totally different. But it takes courage to keep believing that God is still with me. It takes courage to keep saying God hasn't left me. God is still working, even if I don't see the evidence, even if I don't see what He's doing, He's still working. It takes courage. It's bravery in that. And then that last sentence to where it says, "Yes, wait patiently for the Lord." And if you really pay attention there, you notices that David he repeated that twice. Why does he repeat it twice? Wait patiently for the Lord in the first sentence of the verse, and then that last sentence he says it again. Yes, wait patiently for the Lord. It's almost as if David is preaching to himself. Sometimes faith isn't convincing everyone else, it's reminding yourself. Listen, man. Don't listen, it's reminding yourself, don't quit. Don't walk away. Don't stop trusting. God isn't finished yet. What this verse might be saying to you right now is that from what you listen, how do I trust God when my circumstances aren't changing? How do I trust God when my circumstances aren't changing? And that's the question. That's the question that I had to sit with. How do I trust God when my circumstances aren't changing? And I sat with that on Monday night. I sat with that last night. I sat with that today. How do I trust God when my circumstances aren't changing? Psalms 27 and 14, it isn't promising that the answer will come tomorrow. It's not going to come when I need it to come, right? But it is saying that don't let delay convince you that God has denied you. David's encouragement is to keep showing up. David is encouraging you to keep praying, to keep believing, to keep standing, to keep trusting. Not because your circumstances look good, but because God is good. God is good. And when I read this verse alongside the one that stood out alongside the verse that I was reading the other night, I was I was on Psalms 56 and 9. I was on Psalms 56 and 9, and it reads the last verse of that one. Let me go to it. Psalms 56 and 9, because I was like, I kept saying it. I think it was Monday night. I was in the car and just trying to, get my mind at rest, kind of settle my mind and stuff, and just like thinking about everything, but still trying to just settle my mind in all of this. And I came across Psalms 56 and 9. It says, this I know, God is on my side. So when I read this verse, Psalms 27 and 14, alongside with Psalms 56 and 9, I hear David saying that even when I can't see God's hands moving, I will not conclude that God has left me. So guess what? I will wait. I will wait, and I'm going to wait with courage. Listen, I'm going to wait with courage. Listen, let me ask you this. What would it look like for you to wait with courage instead of waiting with fear? Drop it in the comments. Talk to me in the comments, y'all. What would it look like for you to wait with courage instead of waiting with fear? What would that look like? Because I could sit here and be woe and it's me or whatever, and trust and believe. I definitely had those moments, but then I have to be like, okay, Sherry, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna still trust God in this? Are you finna sit here and just be down and out and not do nothing, right? So I still get up, even though I don't know what to do. I pull out my MacBook's about to die. My MacBook's about to die. But earlier I did have my MacBook out. I hook up to my hotspot on my phone, run my car for a little bit to charge up or whatever. I'm still going on getting on Google, trying to look for resources. Still trying to get on here, making calls, trying to figure it out. I'm like, what do I do? I just came to the conclusion. I said, okay, I'm not going to prove for long. I'm not going to prove for long. And I'm not proud to say, but my credit's jacked up. My credit's jacked up, especially since I've been kind of dealing with my homeless situation for 2 years now. It's been 2 years. I've been unemployed for about 2 years, right? My credit got bad. My credit has gotten bad in the midst of all of this. Oh, whatever. And I'm not proud to say that. I'm not proud to say that at all, because I said, you know what? When I said, God, you get me out of this. I said, I'm gonna fix my credit again, because I fixed my credit again. I fixed my credit before and had a good standing. I said, I'm gonna fix my credit again, and I said, I promise you, I ain't gonna never let my credit get back to this state for a third time. Nope, not gonna do that again. Not gonna do that again, or whatnot. But I'm not proud to say, my credit is shot. So I said, I was just sitting out there on all. I'm trying to find resources. I said, I'm not going to apply for another loan because I'm not going to prove. I'm not. So let me even stop going that route or whatever. That was the reason why I did ask for help or whatever, because I already know I'm not going to get approved for the loan. But I said, I just got to figure out. I said, God, at this point, I said, God, I have to trust you. Surprise deposit. Somebody going to come up to me and say, here's what you need. And not going to even know why they blessing me what I need it for. Like, I'm just waiting on that type of blessing. But I know God hasn't brought me this far to leave me here in this car. I just don't believe that this is God's design of how He saw my life unfolding. Of that, I would be homeless in my car. I don't believe that that's God's design for my life. So I have to keep trusting. I have to keep believing that there's better. I have to keep believing that God is doing something behind the scenes that I don't know. I have to believe that God is preparing some stuff for me. I have to, man. But anyways, I just wanted to talk a little bit on Psalms 27 and 14. Um, because it was on my heart today, and I read it. I read it a couple of times throughout my day. And I said, man, Psalms 27. Okay, this is what I needed today. Wait patiently for the Lord. Wait patiently for the Lord. And not just to wait, but wait patiently and be brave and courageous in it. Be brave and courageous in it. And then remind myself again, yes, Sherry, wait patiently for the Lord. Wait patiently for the Lord. Listen, brown girl beauties, if you are in a season of waiting, I want to encourage you today I'm sorry, I felt like I said that fast to where my words kind of didn't. I felt like my words were jumbled together. But I want to encourage you today, don't confuse God's silence with God's absence. Just because you don't see movement, it doesn't mean that God isn't moving. God isn't moving. And I have to keep reminding myself of that every day. Just because the door hasn't opened yet, it doesn't mean that God has forgotten about you. Psalms 27 and 14, it's reminding us that waiting is not wasted when we're waiting on God. In the waiting, He's strengthening your faith. Man, He is strengthening my faith like no other. In this car, every night, I'm like, whoo, God, you are working on me. In the waiting, He's preparing you. And in the waiting, He's aligning things. Listen, He is aligning things that you can't see. Alignment, and I keep telling God, I said everything. I said, God, I need things to be in alignment. So I'm like, God, I need people. I want to be intentional about dating, but right now dating is not the focus, of course. Me securing housing, me securing income, really kind of some other things are the priority for me. But I keep telling God, I said, God, when it is my time to start dating, I said, God, I just don't want the wrong people to come up and try to talk to me. God, I need that season to be in alignment, because I can't afford to make any more decisions or waste any more time with hanging with the wrong people. You know? So listen, this waiting season, in this waiting, He's aligning things. He's aligning people. Listen, and maybe you're like me. You're looking at your reality and you're wondering, God, when is my breakthrough coming? Listen, but faith says that even if I don't see it yet, I'm going to trust that you're working. So the encouragement is don't give up, brown girl beauties. Don't give up. Listen, don't throw in the towel. Don't throw in the towel. Don't let the delay make you doubt what God has spoken. In all of this, listen, I am at my lowest. I am at my lowest. I'm sleeping in my car every night. I'm in my car. I can't drive it. I can't drive it. I can't make no Uber money right now. I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing. When I need some water, I gotta walk about, I think it's about maybe, I don't know. It might be about, I don't really know how to gauge miles, but I gotta walk like 2 lights down to the store to get some water or whatnot. But don't you doubt God in this season. Don't you give up. Listen, this right here, what I'm dealing with, it ain't for the weak. It ain't easy. This ain't pretty. This ain't cute. This ain't like, oh, okay, I'm good. Like, no. But I'm like, man, I can't give up now. I've been through too much to give up at this point. So I want to encourage you, don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Don't let this delay make you doubt what God had. Don't make this delay make you doubt what God has already spoken. Be brave. Be brave. Be courageous. You keep praying. You keep showing up. You keep standing on God's word. Because if God made you a promise, understand that the waiting season is not the end of your story. So wait on the Lord. Be of good courage and watch him strengthen your heart. Listen, listen, I love y'all to pieces, brown girl beauties. Thank y'all so much for tapping in with me on the live today. Listen, brown girl beauties, keep trusting, keep believing, keep waiting with expectation, because I promise God is still writing your story. God is still writing your story. Listen, if let me be the example of that for you. Let me be the witness to that to you. Listen, I am at my lowest of lowest. I am at my lowest of lowest. And I'm not a listen, I am over the point of being embarrassed by my situation. I've already of course I don't feel great about it. You know, I'm not sitting here like bragging about it. No, that's not it. But I'm not going to be quiet, and I'm not going to pretend that my situation is something that I know it's not. Right? So in my reality, in my real life, I'm homeless. I'm sleeping in my car every night. Um the car that I'm sleeping, this is my car right here. I have transmission issues. I need $5,000 right now to get this car running. I can't move it if I want to. I'm parked at a park right now because I don't have nowhere else to park it. But guess what? In all of this, he woke me up today. He woke me up another day. So that was the reminder. I'm like, okay, God is still writing my story because I'm still here. I'm still here. That means that was my reminder when I woke up this morning. That was my reminder that God is still on my side. Like what I say in Psalms 56 and 9, this I know. God is still with me. God is still with me. I said it this morning. I said, okay, I'm up again. This I know. Grab my toothbrush, grab my towel, grab my soap and walked over to the bathroom. I said, this I know. God is still with me. Or whatnot. So guess what? God is still writing my story. So if you listen, if you don't believe it, let me be let me be that let my situation, let my story be that encouragement, that comfort to you. Because baby, God has to be still with me in this. I have to keep telling myself through all of this. The one thing I know for sure is that God is with me. One thing I know for sure. Listen, go to Psalms 56 and 9 and just write that on the post-it note. And every time you're going through something challenging, every time you're going through something and it feels like, man, you don't know how you gonna make it. Right? Listen, go back to Psalms 56 and 9 and say, this I know. God is still on my side. This I know. God is still with me. Man, so that's the reminder. That's all the reminder you need is that God is still right and He's still preparing. He's still working some stuff. But listen, He's still working some stuff that you can't see yet. Breakthrough is coming. Listen. Breakthrough is coming. Listen, that's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got. I just wanted to get on here and to share. We tapped into Psalms 27 and 14. Tapped into Psalms 56 and 9. I love y'all to pieces, girl beauties. I do. I thank y'all so much for the love. I thank you for the support. Listen, I realize this channel ain't for everybody. This channel is for beautiful, amazing women, single moms who are going through life, and not just going through life, but we're walking out our journey. We're walking out our circumstances, right? And trusting God in it all. Being transparent in the middle. Being transparent in the middle. Listen. So that's why, I don't even pay attention to the comments and the emails and stuff that I get and tell me, I share too much. I should wait but no, I'm going to share in the middle. I'm going to be transparent of what I'm really dealing with. I'm not going to wait to share it. I'm going to share what I'm really going through in the middle. Because in the middle, somebody needs to hear what's going on in the middle and how you're keeping yourself encouraged, how you still showing up. It ain't easy in the middle. There's days to where I'm like, man, I'm done. There's days to where I'm like, man, I can't take another thing. I was just talking to God the other day and I said, God, I don't know how much you expect for me to be, but I can't handle nothing else. I said, God, stuff keep happening. I'm still in this. I said, I can't take nothing else. But it's in the middle. It's in the middle where God is doing the work. It's in the middle. It's in the middle where God is strengthening your faith. It's in the middle. You just can't give up in it. You can't give up in it. You keep showing up. You keep trusting. You keep believing. Listen, God is working some stuff for in your favor. Listen, that's what I got for y'all. Listen, thank y'all so much for tapping in with me. Thank y'all for tapping into the live. Hey. Listen, I love y'all to pieces. Y'all have a beautiful evening. I'm about to get myself together. I'm about to grab my MacBook, grab my phone. I'm about to walk over to Starbucks. And y'all keep me in prayer. Keep me in prayer. Real talk. Keep me in prayer. Keep me in prayer. Keep my car safe. I got my stuff in the trunk and stuff. Keep my car safe. Keep my car safe. I don't want nobody messing with me, especially at night when I'm trying to get some sleep. I'm just trying to keep to myself. And I'm just trying to keep myself encouraged. And I'm just trying not to spin out. Like, for real talk. Shoot. But I do got to get to Starbucks because I do got to get my MacBook charged up because I got to get to this place tomorrow and I don't know how I'm going to get there. But listen, y'all, keep me in prayer. Keep me in prayer that I just will be safe out here in my car. I'm parked at the park or whatever. Just keep me safe. Keep me covered under God's blood, God's protection. No evil will come near this car. Because it gets dark at night and it gets a little scary. Listen, okay? Shoot. But just keep me in prayer, keep my situation in prayer, and I will keep Brown Girl Beauties. I'm always praying. I'm always praying for my sisterhood. I'm always praying for my community. And I may not know every detail of what you're dealing with, but I'll be praying for Brown Girl Beauties. I'll be praying for every woman that is subscribed to the channel, that's attached to the channel, that watches the videos. I be praying for y'all because listen, prayer changes some stuff. And if I know God is still writing my story, listen, I know he's still working and he's still writing your story. And I pray for your blessings. I pray for the favor. I pray that you walk in favor. I pray that God will cover you in his peace and his joy, that you will not have that you won't have any lack. Like, I pray for y'all. So keep me covered in prayer, and I will keep y'all covered in prayer. Y'all have a beautiful day, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I love y'all to pieces, Brown Girl Beauties. And thank y'all so much for tapping in and just sitting with me, and just hearing me. Listen, I pray something was said that will encourage you. All right, y'all have a good one.